Irving after an interesting night to say the least, and Kevin Durant.
What's going on? Can either of you guys describe just the atmosphere in the arena today and whether that caught either of you off guard?
Yeah, no, we're expecting a bigger crowd on Sunday, so I'm happy it was a great start to seeing what this environment is going to be like, and just looking forward to the challenge.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Kyrie, on a personal level, what was the experience like for you? One time they were chanting some vulgar stuff and you kind of waved it on. Do you feel like you kind of had to get this one past you?
I mean, it's basketball. I've been in a few environments in my life, so, like I said, as long as it's just strictly the nature of basketball out there, there's nothing extra, I'm cool with it. Gonna get some preparation with the team tomorrow, and then get prepared for Sunday. But, it's just want to keep it straight basketball.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
For either one of you guys, just where do you think your biggest issues were on defense tonight?
I feel like they made shots tonight. Especially Tatum, he had some tough ones over us tonight. I don't think he got anything easy. But for a scorer like that, once you start to see the ball going to the rim, things become, it just push their team to another level. So I felt like the fadeaways that he was making, the step back threes, those are his shots, but we still got to contest on them. So I think we got to be more physical with our switches and rebounding and getting out in transition. So, watch some film and see how we can get better.
Blake Andrews, ESPN.
Maybe starting with Kevin and then Kyrie, if you have anything to add. I'm wondering, Steve said that he could feel the confidence growing in Boston by giving the team an opening to win tonight. I'm wondering if you could feel that over the course of the game, and if so, how, and then just what you made of what Jason Tatum was able to do.
I mean, how many threes they hit?
Quite a few.
Yeah, they tied us in threes. They hit 16 threes in this building. I mean, you got Romeo Langford hit a couple for him. Smarty hit 5. Fournier hit 4 of them. So they got it going from the three-point line, which is going to keep any team in the game. And, we got to do a better job of contesting. They shoot 50% from the field. We can't allow that. At 41 from the three, we can't allow that. And get out rebounded. We just got to be better.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
To either or both of you, I mean, after you guys were down 10 and you climbed back to tie it on Katie's free throws, at that point, they went on a run and kind of put it away. I'm curious, what went wrong defensively in that run where you let him hit like 7 of 8, 8 of 9, whatever it was? From when it was 75 all.
Yeah, no, they were just comfortable. When you get down the stretch, they feel like they could pick us apart, with their 1-4, 1-3 pick and roll, or kind of what we call pick on basketball, just bringing screens up and then JT getting to the free throw line, or getting aggressive plays, or Kemba getting in the teeth of the defense, or they run an ATO for Evan Fournier, I get a corner 3. It's just big momentum plays. Tristan hitting the offensive glass and keeping plays alive. Just the little details of the game where we felt like we could have been there in terms of putting a body on guys. We just got to be ready for that for Game 3, or Game 4, excuse me.
With La Gazzetta dello Sport.
Guys, this is for either one of you. What do you think was your biggest problem this game, and how do you think you can solve it?
I think we have to definitely have more attention to detail on the small things on the defensive side of the ball. Like not opening up on pick and rolls and switching, the contact and physicality. It's small things, and rebounding and boxing out. Guys flying in from the perimeter to rebound, and then on the offensive side, just keep moving that basketball. We got special players here that can make tough shots, but we want to continue to move the ball. So we got to watch film. We got to just play more of a, we started off the game well, but for the whole game, we got to consistently be there for each other defensively. And when we do that, we're in good shape. But their best player had 50 points. We got 23 from Marcus Smart, and we were still in the game late. So that's a solid sign of anything, but we don't want to take no more victories out of nothing. We just got to come back with it next game.
Back to Christian Winfield.
Hey, again, for either one of you guys, what do you miss most with Jeff out of the lineup, and just what does he bring that you guys didn't have today?
I think he brings a versatility to us offensively and defensively, and creates some spacing out there in terms of our shooting. But just like this season, we've had kind of that next guy up mentality where guys have to fill in. And it may take a game or two to figure that out, but this is the playoffs, so we just got to figure it out on the fly. And like Kay said, just paying attention to detail. We clean up a few things on the offensive and defensive end. We'll be in a better position for Game 4. So looking forward to the challenge.
Back to Greg Logan.
For Kevin, Steve Nash said that he felt you guys kind of got back to playing more isolation. I mean, you and James obviously have lights out games, but do you have to get more to the style of offense that you had in Game 2, where it's a little bit better spacing and you guys don't have to do everything?
I don't feel like we had to do everything tonight. I mean, we got some good looks. I felt like everything we did was efficient. James and myself and James, 11 for 18. 7 for 12 from the Tracy, 12 for 13. I mean, 2 turnovers, 10 assists. I felt like we were efficient. I mean, I missed 3 free throws, but outside of that, I felt like we were efficient. But we lose a game and we don't. I got 1 assist and we got 16 as a team. Of course, we can pinpoint that, but it's a lot of stuff in the games that we could be better at, and that's definitely one of those things we're gonna emphasize is continue to move the basketball.
Thanks for your time, guys.
KD,
Mark Murphy.
Hey, Brad, I know Jason had his big night tonight, but it seemed that Tristan really set a physical tone for you early. How much did that help?
Yeah, Tristan played really well, I thought, all night. Did a good job on the glass, good job defensively, and then scored the ball. I mean, obviously, if you can get 19 and 13, that's a huge night. So that was he did a good job. We had a lot of guys step up, but, around Jason being special.
Tim Bontemps.
Brad, obviously Brooklyn got out to that hot start, had that 19-4 lead early when you called timeout. What changed there that allowed you guys to turn things around so quickly and get right back into the game by the end of the first quarter?
I told the team at that timeout, our look was good. Like, that start of that game was not the same as the start of Game 2. We were generating good looks on one end. They were hitting ridiculous shots on the other. So we looked like we were engaged in each other. We looked like we were going to be able to chip away and get it back at that lead. It was a much different feeling than when it was 19-13 on whatever day we played them last. I thought that we just looked different. And so I thought that, that's a hole. You don't want the hole to get too big against these guys, but I knew that we looked like we would play better.
Taking.
Brad, you said after practice the last couple of days that one of the things you needed to do for Jason was to space better around him. What did you think you guys did better to set him up with better opportunities against good matchups tonight?
Well, I don't think, all the matchups are hard. They're all good defenders. They're all good individual athletes. Like, they're all hard. It takes a great player to score in a one-on-one situation on any of them. But I thought that Jason did a good job of that. He hit some tough shots. But then I also thought that when we go back and look at it, I thought we were spaced pretty well around him. He did a good job finding guys at different times. Smart's 2 threes in the third were huge. As they were coming back and they ultimately took that lead by 1 for a possession. But that's what you have to do, because they're going to send a bunch of bodies and a bunch of help to Tatum, and he just has to make the right read.
Ryan Robb.
Hey, Brad, just following up on that, how tough is that for the decision-making for Jason in those spots when they are throwing those bodies at him, and just the the improvement you've seen over tonight in terms of him just making those right reads, whether it's attacking himself or finding the open man?
I mean, he's getting really good at it. I think he's so advanced again for 23 years old. It's, I've said the word special. I don't say that very often, obviously. And he just has a unique ability to score the ball, to slither through seams, to find angles to score, but then also he's got the vision to make every right read. He was super tonight. But he's been like that a lot this year, and he's special.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad. It seemed like maybe Tristan and Marcus kind of started it, but just kind of the enthusiasm, the grit, kind of Tristan growling after, getting a rebound, and Marcus, it just seemed like collectively you guys played with as much energy and grit as you've had in a while. What brought that on, and how, encouraging is that to see it at this moment?
Well, Gary, other than game 2, I'd say out of our last 4 games, we've had it. Like we've been pretty damn good. In the Washington game 1, not game 2, but tonight, we talked about playing with an edge constantly over the last 2 days. Talked about playing, the competitiveness that it takes to beat these guys is real, and you have to have it on every single possession, and it can't wane. Because the minute you take your foot off the gas, they go on a run against you. So they demand that out of you as an opponent. And, our job is to meet that challenge. And tonight we did a good job of that. As we did in game 1, we just scored it a lot better.
Final couple of questions for Coach. We'll go to Suichi Terada.
Hey, Brad, yeah, obviously Marcus has been shooting great this whole series, it seems. So just how big has he been in other areas of the game and just keeping you guys in it?
I mean, Marcus is really important, and that importance, has always been the case. But, his offensive game is also really important. In this series, especially when you're talking about a team that's switching everything, they're going to overhelp towards Tatum, then there's going to be guys open on the swing, and those guys have to be able to knock it in. And the other part about Marcus is that he is a physical driver. So he can drive it to people and take contact and